This is the symbol of sparks. The person here is the symbol of the first person who was born with a spark. Sparks is a short, easy to say and remember word that generalizes all the different kinds of power that comes from the rare birth mutation, the ancestral spark. The ancestral spark has a very rare chance of forming in the early stages of pregnancy, and this is the only time that you can get a spark naturally. When born, you can't use a spark right away, as it may have formed, but it still hasn't built in itself yet. Sparks will start being able to use at the age of 12 to 14. Throughout that time, your spark is building itself slowly, and how it'll be used and what it'll be exactly. When you start using your sparks, there isn't only a small number of things you can do with your spark, as it's still adapting to your body and you're still getting used to your spark. There's only 7 spark types: energy, stamina, life force, focus, gesture, activated, and death. Energy sparks can take the energy of your body and of the elements around you, forming energy weapons or tools that hover and fly wherever you think it to. What can be created depends on the energy spark that you possess. Stamina sparks makes up the vast majority of sparks. It's the most common and the most possessed sparks. These sparks take stamina to use. Life force sparks takes your life force to use, whatever amount that you put into a move. These sparks are the strongest and very self-harming. These sparks can kill its holder if used naively, putting too much life force into a move or too much too quickly. Focus sparks takes focus to use, and almost every single focus spark has some kind of cooldown system, that's the word, where if your focus is distracted or disturbed, you are on a cooldown timer till you can use a spark again. The time of the cooldown depends on this focus spark. Gesture spark takes gestures to use. These sparks are the most flexible, being able to mold new moves by continuing gestures that uses your spark, or make new gestures to make new moves. The recommended training for these sparks are dances. If you can best your moves on the dance floor, you can best your capabilities of your gesture spark on the field. Activated sparks. Why do I keep messing that one up? These sparks takes a specific action to use for a limited time or when stopped. Once the spark ceases in whatever way, you are on a cooldown. Again, the cooldown depends on the spark you possess. Once up, it takes that action again to activate again. And finally, the death sparks. The rarest type of sparks are the death sparks, and almost all of these ancestral sparkers are villains, as it requires the death of another life to use. For a limited time, the more killed, the longer you can use a spark. The more killed, the longer you can use these sparks. When your time's out, like the activated sparks, you're on a cooldown, and it takes death again to use again. These spark types can be combined. Example, a focus spark that requires stamina to use as well, or an activated spark that uses gestures and energy. The ancestral spark mutation completely overhauls your DNA and genetics. You will look almost nothing like your parents. Your body and others such will look like your spark, making your body more adapted for the usage of your spark. Passive sparks sparks that do no harm, aggressive sparks that harms. That's about it. If you enjoyed, pleasure. I hope you did. And with that being said, I have nothing else to say, so you have a good day, Maze.